Hey everyone, it's Steve here from PC Budget Solutions, and a huge shout out to Be Quiet. Without them, I would not be able to basically be completing what I'm doing today. So I just reviewed this, reviewed my final thoughts on it, because actually I still got to build it before I give my final thoughts on it. But they generously, after supplying me with a review sample of a case that ultimately I'm not using, just due doesn't fit what I normally do. I don't do high-end enthusiast projects. They outfitted me with a 600 watt power supply for review and a case of my choice to review for this video, and I'll graciously mention them many times in the future because I'm holding on to these products for test purposes. So today we have the build log featuring two products from Be Quiet, the Silent Base 801 and the Pure Power 11. I'm going to introduce you to the rest of the parts. Do note that one of them will be swapped out here in the future, but for now this is what we're going with. And let's come along for the ride. I think it's going to be a pretty easy build despite it being really modular, and my original thoughts were maybe it might not be great for a brand new person. That might change though, just looking over everything. So let's go along for the ride. How well this cutout is. These are always fun. I'm doing it upside down. I cannot tell you how many times I've done that. Because when you build a ton of computers over a course of years, you're welcome to. Oh wow. Now, I don't know if I'm going to credit MSI or Be Quiet for that, but that was the easiest one I've done, honestly, that I can honestly remember. So let's see here. Does this have a center cutout? Oop, that was my fault. Stay out of the way. It does. Oh, I mean, this should be expected, but not every case out there, unfortunately, does not have that part. Some of the things that do come with it, you have an extra standoff, you have Be Quiet wraps, which I may or may not use. These are probably for hard drives if I had to take a guess. And then we have probably motherboard and general purpose screws. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to grab the spare standoff out of here. And pretty confident these are the standoff screws, but and just due to total. These look to have 9 or 10. Stay. And the other one looks to have a fair bit more. So what we'll do is we're going to take this and we're going to try it into the standoff and see if it goes down at all. Nope. So I was, oh wait, yep, okay. So I was correct. So they look like this essentially. So it actually mounts all the way up here. See, if you could fit a 280, you can fit a 340, you'd have no problem. And see, so my concern was with this top plate, I didn't want to mount anything on the other side. But now I realize you can't because there's too much sound dampening, but it's still going to be able to pull in air here, so it's not going to choke it. That was definitely a concern I had. So power supply is actually quite easy. I'm going to grab a little bit of a stronger screwdriver, because I know these usually are in there decently. Good there. You just have to get these started. You can pull them out, because they are essentially thumb screws. In fact, they're capped with thumb screws so they stay on there. Perfect. So this is definitely mounted facing down here. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and line this up. Perfect. My finger's too thick here, so I'm going to use a screwdriver to get this started. Perfect. Top one. And I like that these slide, so it just makes it significantly easier to get these screws in. So just a little, and that's really the whole German engineered aspect of it. You know, I work for a German company, we've talked about this before. You know, this is a premium product. It's definitely One of the more expensive ones in its class for what it offers. But stuff like that is why something like this costs a little bit more. Because I'll be honest, I don't think my power supply shroud on the PCO11's like that. So all we have to do is run these through here. And then there we go. You can cap these off with a screwdriver if you'd like, just to make sure they're in all the way. Just like that. Power supply installation, easy peasy. I don't want a copyright strike, so we're just going to leave it there. Let's get some of this here wiring done here. So of course that won't fit there. We could pull off the panel. Nah, I don't want to do that though. So it will simply come across, not the end of the world. It's not like we don't have literally too much space. I really think these USB 3 should be on the side though. That's definitely an MSI issue. Maybe, yes, that'll fit. Perfect. So then this is HD audio. So that part's done. I'm very curious how long this is. Will this run all the way around? Yes, it does. These things are so hard to get in. That's why I always install them outside the case for that reason. I think that's on. Perfect. Let's do the, oh, we got more here, so let's run this guy through. This is a USB 2 port. Yep. And then the front panel I/O, which I'm all too familiar with from testing this board. And I'm really curious if the front panel is going to work the way I want it to, because the reset was not working for the most part. Apparently that's pretty common with this board, so regardless, okay, it's another USB, so we need to go under here, so resets, hard drive, these guys now because these are always the hard one. Power LED, and then power switch. Hey, that was actually quite easy. Perfect. We have this from the fan hub, and we can put this right here. Perfect. Oh, remember that SATA I removed? That actually might be necessary. Possibly. We'll see. I feel like that would only be necessary if we didn't have a 4-pin. Yeah, so we're going to keep that where it's at for now. We'll find out. You'll find out at the end of this video if that was necessary or not. Let's go up here. Perfect. Bend this guy down just like that. Ah. Perfect. Coming right over here. Oh man, I'm loving building in this case. Oh, just the amount of room, how easy it is to wire everything is so nice. Video card. I mean, I'm just like, I'm trucking along on this build, like, everything, like, I'm not even going to cable manage this thing. There's no need to. It's already cable managed. I didn't have to undo anything in the rear, which is really nice. I had 15 minutes of battery, and I might actually make it. Which completely blows my mind. It really does. You know, we talk about a work German engineered, but man, this is definitely nice. Perfect. And did I miss anything? Other than the SATA connector, we're going to fire this thing up. I still have 10 minutes left in this battery. That is amazing. And everything in there looks tiny. So it looks like I'm going to plug in really quick here the SATA power. That's going to be required. So that's not for power purposes. But I actually plugged in the front I/O wrong, so I had to move that over as well. So I knew it was a little too easy, but actually that wouldn't have mattered. I simply just was not very clear on what I was doing. Okay, so these are drives. So I have the pleasure of trying to get this plugged in where everything else is already plugged in. I have fat hands. And guess what? I got it in. That is a shocker. I actually did not undo any of this. It was like, why? Everything reached. Everything was fine. And I'm just literally going to take this, plug it into here. I have this upside down. Yeah, that won't work, huh? There we go. Perfect. And it's like, do I really need to like push down any of these cables? Like, sure, tie them off wouldn't be the end of the world, but I mean, let me show you here. So, just have to, I'm going to say it's easy, and I'm going to mess it all up. That's it. That's literally it. So, I'll show you guys what this looks like here. Just looks so nice. So open. The fans are moving some air. So we're going to play with the RPM here. Make sure they're not too loud. She's done. She works. Well, most of the time. This particular motherboard has issues posting. But that's nothing off of Be Quiet. If you saw my overview of it, you can tell that the case is great. I have no problems with it. I'm probably keep it for a very long time. It's a touch bigger than the normal case I deal with, but not enough to really make a difference. So this is my first Ryzen 3000 like build log. I didn't do one for mine. There was too much Ryzen coverage, unfortunately, the film. So I do apologize, but huge shout out to Be Quiet. They obviously supplied the power supply and the case for this particular build. The rest was sourced on my own, so they're not like a sponsor for this video, but without them, this project probably would have been delayed a little bit longer. And the only thing to note, because this is my test system, is that 1080 may not stay. I'm not entirely sure if I'll put something else in. It just depends on the next two cards I buy. I have R9 390Xs in the respective other computers because I don't game that much anymore, to be honest. So yeah, if you liked it, definitely hit the like button. And if you disliked it, that's fine. You guys usually like most of my build logs. Leave a comment, get subscribed. Everything featuring this video is going to be linked in the description below. And as always, guys, this is Steve from PC Budget Solutions, and I'll see you all later on down the road.